Hello everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and welcome to showing number 2 of Falling for Sewing. In today's video, I am sharing the second showing of the Falling for Sewing series that myself and Ellie of Sally and Sam Style are doing on our channels. In this series, we are making 5 different brand new looks each that we consider a fall essential, or just one that we desire to have in our fall wardrobe. And at the end of the series, we would have built a mini collection that we can mix and match into our current wardrobe, and we will be garment ready for most any occasion this fall. So again, this series is not just done by me. I am doing this in collaboration with Ellie of Sally and Sam Style, and I'm so happy to collaborate with her. So please make sure that you go over to her channel and watch her video once you finish watching this video, so that you can see what she made for her second garment, and I will link to her channel in the description box below. So for the first showing, we made fall tops, and I made Simplicity 9451. That was a really nice and easy make, so definitely check out that video if you have not done so already. I'm recapping that because since I published that video 2 weeks ago, I became very ill, like very sick. I had pneumonia, I had a cough that won't go away, and I still have the cough. And I mean, as you can probably tell, my voice and throat is still suffering, and I'm not 100% better, but I'm way better than what I had been. And I've been going stir crazy, not being able to get into my regular routines. So I just said I'm going to make this video happen. I don't know if it's going to be short. I don't know if it's going to be long, but if my voice gives out, that'll be the end of that. But just so that you understand why I sound like I have a frog stuck into my throat, that is the reason. And I do have my sorority cup over here full of water so that I can sip as I need to. Okay. So I recapped about the series and what it entails, and to get all of the 5 garments that we're going to be making, it's going to consist of the 2 categories, which one is like the essentials, or things that we just feel is an important part of a fall wardrobe, and then we're going to have like an evening wear. But for today's garment, we are still in the fall essentials, and this garment is one that I have been wanting in my wardrobe in general for a long time, and I just haven't made it happen, and I really don't know why I have not made that happen. And yeah, but I have it today, and that is a pair of overalls, or dungarees. So I have titled these dungarees my pumpkin spice latte dungarees. Okay, the color of the fabric resembles a pumpkin spice beverage that can easily be ordered from a barista, and it's definitely a fall color. And the overalls in general just reminds me of the haystack rides and the pumpkin patches that we visit in the fall. Everything about this garment reminds me of fall. And if you don't know, I am a Starbucks girly, and I even went and picked up a pumpkin spice latte today, and I was like, yep, the color of this drink looks like these dungarees. So anyway, that's just a little fun that we have this series. We kind of theme the outfits, and we name them according to what it reminds us of in the fall. So let's go ahead and talk about the pattern. So I had to make a decision on which pattern I wanted to make, because I had several different patterns in my stash that I would share with you. I made this one, which is Simplicity 9590, and the reason why I went with this pattern is because this had the most original look, like of what I feel like overalls will look like or should look like. So it was like the most basic design. Simplicity 9382 I had. This is a nice one, but it had pleats in the front right here. I'm not sure if you can see that. There's like pleats in the front, and I really wasn't sure if I wanted that fullness there, so that's the reason why I didn't go with that pattern. I had recently picked up Nomi 2083 right here, and this is nice, but I didn't want my fall overalls to have the ruffles on the front side of it. This one right here is McCall's 8162. I did not use this one because it has I think it has a real faux fly, and I don't feel like dealing with it. And then the last one I have is Simplicity 8301. I really love this one, and I was almost tempted to make this one, but the reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to deal with the belt carriers. So again, I ultimately went with Simplicity 9590 because I just felt like it was more original, it would look better with the fabric, and I also felt like it would be easier to sew in general. So now, although I really love my overalls, and I'm very satisfied with how they turned out for the most part, I did not enjoy the sewing process. I'm not going to try to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything, but I think the reason why I didn't really enjoy the sewing process is because there were several things about it that I didn't care for, and I would point those out to you. Another reason why I think I may not have enjoyed the sewing process is because I had been sick, and it wasn't like the fastest, so it was tedious. Okay, a lot of steps, a lot of pattern pieces, and things like that. So if I'm sounding negative, I'm not trying to, because I really love how they turned out. But anyway, I felt that there were like details about this pattern that I didn't care for, and just didn't enjoy those details. It made the sewing process longer and more cumbersome than I felt like it should be. So those particular details were the faux fly area, and where it is supposed to open, where you install the buttons on the side, where the pocket is near the hip area. I did change one of the areas that I will go over with you when I get to that point. So again, this is Simplicity 9590, and the pattern description is Mrs. Overall's relaxed fit straight leg overall in ankle and crop lengths that have adjustable shoulder straps attaching to bib with overall buckles. It also features a bib and back patch pockets, a front yoke and pockets, button closures, and top stitch details. And there are a lot of top stitch details, which I did not do a lot of them because my fabric did not show them. So I didn't want to waste my thread or my time doing them if it wasn't going to show. So the view that I made is view A, which is the ankle length. The fabric that that the pattern recommends is going to be your denim, twill, chino, corduroy, cotton types, also linen types and poplin. And the sewing skill is set as easy. It is easy, so it's just time consuming. The notions that you need, of course, is going to be your thread, a set of 1 5/8 inch overall buckles, and then 4 5/8 inch buttons that you need to put on the side, which I omitted because I didn't feel like doing that. So the pattern sizes come in size extra small through extra large. The size that I made was an extra large, which gave me a finished hip of 48 inches. My hips are not 48 inches. My hips are 45 inches, but the extra 3/8 inches gave me room. So if I would have made a large, it would have been 45.5. And when I sat down, you know, it might have been tight, might have been pulling in the crotch area, and I didn't want that. I wanted a more relaxed fit because, I mean, I'm not trying to wear tight overalls. And for the pattern pieces, there's 11 pattern pieces for this pattern, but 3 of the pattern pieces are only for interfacing, and there are portions of this top yoke that have sections that need to be cut out for interfacing as well. So there's a lot of cutting of fabric and interfacing for this, but it's not like too much. But I do think that overall my finished garment does look like the drawing on the envelope. The instructions were easy. I didn't get confused or anything like that. And the things that I liked about the pattern was, like I said before, the general basic look of overalls. Like, if you're gonna make overalls, or if you're looking for like an original look, I feel like this had the look, and that's what I wanted. And the things that I disliked about the pattern was the faux fly. Maybe people like that look. I didn't feel like it was necessary, and I didn't know how to manipulate the pattern to omit that area. And so, like, you know, I had to do it, which were steps that I didn't really want to take. And the other thing I didn't like was how, if you look on the pattern here, there's an opening right here for the buttons on the side, and so it just kind of overlaps each other, and you're supposed to buckle it down. Well, I completely omitted that, and I overlapped, like here, these were the two separate pieces. I just overlapped them and sewed it down on each other to just create a seam, because I did not want that. I just didn't want it. I didn't feel like I needed it, and I didn't want to make the buttonholes and install buttons. So yeah, just wasn't, you know, a thing for me. So did I learn any new sewing techniques? Yes, this was the first time that I made a faux fly. You know, it was simple, and but that was pretty much it. And again, the fabric that I used was a corduroy. I picked it up from Joann Fabrics. I only paid about $15 for it. I used 3 yards of fabric to make this, even though the pattern suggests that that I would only need 2 7/8, but I actually used the 3 yards, unless that much shrunk when I washed and dried it. But the thing about this fabric that I use, it shed a lot, and it's very soft, so it feels comfortable, but it shed a lot. And I was kind of shocked about that, because I've sewn with corduroy before, and it's always been a little bit more stiff. But yes, this was very shifty. It moved a lot. It peels too. Even after washing it, it peels. So it's different, but it wouldn't stop me from using this fabric again, because it is really nice. There is a lot of top stitching that I had mentioned that goes along with this pattern, but because this fabric is so soft and you really couldn't see it, I did omit that. So for the overall buckles, I did pick these up from Joann's, and they're not the actual size that I need. They're actually a little bit smaller, but they didn't have the right size in stock, so I just used what they had in stock, and I'll eventually change them out. That's pretty much it for the details of this pattern. It was really simple. I would suggest that if you like this style of pattern and you don't really want the button detail on the side, you can do what I did, overlap it and stitch it up, and then you could actually sew some buttons down to make it seem like it's real, but you don't have to. But yes, overall, I would definitely recommend this pattern to others, because it is easy and it gives you that original look, and I think that it's very, very nice. And I'm definitely, you know, interested in making it again if I can't find one that has the details that I want in a pattern, without me having to change these modifications, make these modifications. But this pattern came available in 2022, and it's still available in your local Joann's, simplicity.com, and possibly at Hobby Lobby. With my overalls, or dungarees, I paired these with my long sleeve black and white striped t-shirt and my white sneakers. And now I'll go ahead and share some pictures and twirls with you and some fun facts about pumpkin spice. So the earliest notion of pumpkin spice actually dates back to 1621 when the early American settlers arrived in New England, having been given pumpkins and squashes as gifts by the Native American tribes of the Northeast. The settlers created a low-tech precursor to the pumpkin pie, a hollowed-out pumpkin with milk, honey, and spices baked in hot ashes. The basic idea for pumpkin spice was born. The next major milestone for the seasoning wouldn't occur until 1950 when McCormick would introduce their famous pumpkin spice seasoning blend of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspices, and cloves. The late 90s would see pumpkin spice finally reach the coffee world, with a number of vendors selling flavored beans to great popularity. However, 2003 was the transformation year. Executives at Starbucks tasked product manager Peter Dukes with developing a popular fall seasonal drink, which after much tinkering and doubt, the concept actually was honed into the pumpkin spice latte we know today. And here our story really begins. Alright, so overall, I really love my overalls. It gives me a young feeling, and I'm happy that I made them. During the fall, we take the children to the pumpkin patches, to the apple farm, haystack rides, and all types of activities like that. So I do feel that it fits the bill as a fall essential, because it would keep me covered during those cooler temperatures when we are participating in those activities. And not only that, but they are nice and comfortable and just easy to throw on and relax in the house, or just to sit on the porch. So please let me know what you think about in the comments below about the overalls or dungarees. Is it giving you fall vibes? And are they giving you pumpkin spice vibes? If you enjoyed this video, please take a pause for the cause and click the like button and the subscribe button, and click the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of the content when I upload a video. And I will have a full, detailed, dedicated blog review for this garment on my blog post, so please go ahead and make sure you check that out. And if you have additional questions, you can put that in the comment or in the blog as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go over to Ellie's channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.